Welcome back to the 6th Gear Garage. Today we're going to change the manual transmission fluid on a 2004 to 2008 Acura TSX. I'm Brian and this is my 2006 Acura TSX with the 6MT manual transmission. Last episode I changed the engine oil, and in this episode I'm going to change the transmission fluid. I have everything here that I need to do this. We'll go through a list here. I've got the 2.1 quarts of Honda manual transmission fluid, and this is the good stuff here. I've got the crush washers. This is a 20 and a 14 millimeter. I got it from a Honda dealership. They cost, one was $1 and one was 50 cents. I'll put the part numbers in the description below for you. Sockets. I've got a 19 millimeter socket here on this breaker bar, and that's to pull the front wheel off to get some room to work. I've got my drain pan. I've got this little funnel here, a little flexible tube, and this will supposedly help me get the fluid into the fill hole. It's in a tight spot, so this might save me some spills. I've got my front jack stand because the front wheel is going to be off. I'm on ramps right now because I just changed oil. And I've got jack stands for the rear because you want to level the car if you can to get all that old fluid out of the transmission.
Okay, we're underneath the car here, and I'm looking forward toward the backside of the engine. There's the oil drain plug from last week's oil change video. And over to the left, at the bottom right side of the transmission case, there's a drain plug, and it has a 3/8 inch square in the middle. If you look right below the drain plug, you'll find this huge plastic splash shield is in the way. So that needs to come off, but I can get away with only taking it off part way. Removing the back two bolts will allow it to flex a little bit. I also need to detach the driver's side to allow it to hang down some more there. I've got a clip here that needs to come out. I'm just going to pry the edge a little bit with this little flathead screwdriver. Once it's started, I'll have room to fit this big flathead screwdriver in there to pop it out. That allows it to flex more, but there's still one more up here in the wheel well that I need to take out. I used the flathead screwdriver again, and there it is. Here's how it looks from the back. There's also a plastic tab on the corner that pops out. And that's going to give me enough room to get my drain pan under the drain hole. But before I drain the fluid, it is a very good idea to make sure that the fill plug isn't seized, so the car won't be stuck here undrivable because I drained the fluid and can't put more back in. So way back in here, I'll show you the fill bolt. It's hard to see under all the dirt. Right here next to the right side of the left axle. It's a 17 millimeter bolt, and I think it's easier to reach from under the car. It's a tight fit, but there's no need for a universal joint and a bunch of extensions. The fill bolt is pretty tight, so I'm holding on to the sway bar to get enough leverage to break it loose. Now that I'm sure I'll be able to add new fluid, I can drain the old fluid. I'm using a 3/8 inch ratchet without a socket on it to fit the drain plug. This one wasn't as tight as the fill bolt. I've got my drain pan here, and I'm loosening the plug by hand, and there it goes. Now I have to hold this pan here while it drains because it's sitting on the splash shield and it's going to slide down because of the angle. But laying on the ground for a couple of minutes is better than removing the entire shield, in my opinion. Okay, it's about done draining, and I'm going to pull off the old crush washer from the case. I've got the new 14 millimeter crush washer to go on the drain plug here. And I'm threading it in by hand to stop any extra drips before I take this drain pan away. I'm tightening the drain plug with a 3/8 inch ratchet, and if you don't have a good feel for torque by hand, the exact amount of torque should be 25 foot-pounds. Now we can move up to the fill plug. I already loosened it under the car, so I can get the rest by hand up here. So here's where I need to add fluid, and here's the funnel I bought. This funnel isn't going to work. By the time I angle it upward here, with the bottle attached to it, it's pretty tight with all the suspension components in the way. The ideal way to fill is from up above with gravity working in my favor. if I only had a longer tube. Oh, look at that. It's even the same diameter. I'm pretty sure this is a sunroof drain tube left over from the Weirdmobile. Or maybe it was a 740i? No, it was definitely the Weirdmobile. I've kept this thing around for a few years in case I ever needed it, and today is that day. It's dirty inside, so I'm going to clean it first. I've got a metal rod with a piece of rag on the end, and I'm pushing it through the tube with a little bit of degreaser. And here is my completed lengthened funnel tube. I ended up taking this black cap off of the bottom and stuck the tube right inside the fill hole. So go up top here and you can see it's plenty long enough. I'd cut it down, but that extra length might be useful one day on another vehicle. Okay, I've got a bottle of Honda MTF here. This cap threads right onto the bottle and it twists open and closed to help prevent any drips. Now I'm twisting the cap to allow the oil to flow through. And there goes some Honda MTF down the custom drain tube, which is actually made by Honda, coming from a 98 Accord, into my Acura transmission, which is also made by Honda. It doesn't get much more OEM than that. I had 2 full new bottles of MTF and a partial bottle left over from my 92 Civic. After filling about 2 quarts, I noticed that the fluid was no longer flowing into the fill hole and instead had started to collect at the bottom of the tube. I'm moving the drain pan under the fill hole before pulling the tube out. Now, I'm removing the old crush washer and installing the new 20mm one I purchased from the Honda dealership. Both washers together cost me about $1.50. I was told they're a few bucks more if you buy them at the Acura dealership. Reinstall the fill plug with the new crush washer and also torque this one down to 25 foot-pounds. Next, reinstall the bolts and plastic clips that attach the splash shield to the underside of the vehicle. Reinstall the wheel and torque it to 85 foot-pounds, put the car back on the ground, and you're done. Now go enjoy driving your 6-speed TSX and think about how much money you just saved doing this job yourself. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing if you haven't already for more how-to videos and vehicle updates here at the 6th Gear Garage.